Hey, so your post, just reading it, I have like a lot to say about Wrecking Ball, but I think looking at the review, looking at the replay, your problems are actually like a bit simpler than kind of like I don't know, like broader Wrecking Ball theory, whatever you want to call it. I think the main thing I've seen in your gameplay that you can fix that you should work on is just your shield usage. I think you waste that cooldown a lot. You don't get a lot of value for it. You blow it like kind of early. Um, and it's really important because if you're like around a lot of people, you get a lot more shields. And then it's also like timing it. If you don't use it when it's useful to like stay and fight, and stay in the fight with your team or give your team shield so they can stay in there with you, or they're getting dove or something like that, then you're kind of not able to like put out pressure when your team needs you to put pressure out. So that was kind of the main thing I noticed. So it's mostly going to highlight, and then there's like just kind of just a bit of an issue with, I'm not sure whether to call it like target priority or positioning, but we'll look at that. It's more like on that third or fourth point in this game. And then the other thing, just off the bat, I think there's something you could maybe make your settings work for you a little more. I think it's just a little too jumpy for you to control. And so I notice a lot of oversteering. And since I play console, I thought maybe I could help you with that. So roll out here for information, fine. We see the Doom. We maybe heard Hanzo. We probably don't know that they're, or maybe we've heard the Genji, but I don't know if we've actually gotten a very good scout here. Um, the thing I don't see you do as you do this rollout is check on your team. Right? And we can see, like, Ola doesn't spawn. Bap is, like, just coming up to the fray. Or Kiri is thinks there's a fight happening on point or something like that. The only person who's kind of set up is the Sombra. And I'm not sure. I think you see both supports and decide to go for them. But I'm not sure you needed to take this engagement like immediately. You kind of want to make sure you're scouting so that it's not only so you don't blindly go into like a bastion or something like that. Although that's true too, right? But it's also like, is your team ready for you to go? Because one of the worst things you can do on ball is like take a fight, take a bunch of damage, run away, and right then the other team's like, oh shit, the ball got away, and then they look at your team and they're like, kill, right? And you don't have the health or cooldowns to like help them in any way, right? Um, and I promise I won't nitpick like this much throughout the review, but you know, you see these guys going over there. A lot of characters that are really good for you to fight. Just kind of standard, especially in Plat, like roll out to here, then poke across over there. You know, like your Ash, a Sojourn, a Soldier, a Hanzo, a Widowmaker. Um, so I honestly think at this stage in the engagement, like, wait for these guys to go a little further past and just shoot this guy. Just shoot him, and when he starts to run, grapple into him to try and get him out of here and slam. And it's probably like a free pick on a Hanzo. In general, Hanzo is like a pretty good character for you to play into. You have to know if you have Storm or not, and if you have Storm, you have to bait it out or dodge it. But especially without Storm, like, he does a bunch of damage per shot, but you don't care about that. It'll take him like 8 more. I don't know the math. It'll take him a bunch of shots to kill you at full health, and you can always pop shields. So anyway, we kind of roll into this guy. Again, like, look at your team. Ooh, console is jank. The Sombra, maybe she should have stayed in, but she was taking heat. You're fighting these guys. It's like, oh, I'm distracting, but you're not. You're not. This is like, there's no value here, right? These guys are turned to look at you, but your team can't shoot them when they've turned their backs, right? So just like, we're too early here. And then also, you pop your shields. And let's see if I need to change the setting. I don't know what that did, but okay. Let's look at when you pop your shields. We had 2 for that, sure. But nobody's shooting you right now, right? And these things are on a clock, right? So if you were going to go for that play, and again, like, it's just too early, but probably grapple high, swing through them, boop them forward, maybe kind of into your line of sight, right? And away from some of their team, who you expect some of their team to be in here. They like always are, right? And then slam and shields and try to get like 3 or 4. But again, you're not even under pressure. You have full shield health, so you're not even cutting into your armor. And like popping this cooldown right now, it doesn't let you, and you didn't even take any damage. Like, it doesn't let you do anything that you couldn't have done without popping it. It said now you don't have it for when you need that. Okay, Doom. This, this is why I like don't really fuck around with tech all that much. We're spending a lot of time looking at the tech, and if it's possible, I think you probably wanted to come in this corner to make that happen better. We don't even jump over the wall. We could have just like ledge slammed here if that's what we wanted to do. Or we could have like scattered out other life weavers alone. I can shoot him a bit and then like swing and pile drive him so he's close to his team so he can't get value from that pull. Okay, we just kind of slammed no one. And that's a bit what I mean with tracking. I'll slow it down a second. Watch this. You see you're like kind of oversteering? Like Genji's hard to track. You can put a little space between him and you. You don't really get much value barrel stuffing him because he can just do his like triple shuriken thing and do more damage. Like you want a little space to force him to aim those projectiles. But you're also just like, we're just kind of oversteering. And I think we also kind of didn't recognize if we're going to value or not. Like we got the deflect out of Genji, we got the deflect out of him, and he's backing off. And if what you wanted to do is go on Genji, probably grapple after him, don't let him get away. Get way more value slamming these guys. Anyway, I think with the oversteering, I'll point it out again another time. There's a few different things you could do. It might be that you have like 0 aim smoothing. That's kind of my guess. So maybe bump that up a little bit. Like try it in increments of like 10. It could be something to do with aim ease in, which is sort of like in smoothing is like dampening. And aim ease in is like acceleration. Like, it could be that your aim ease in is too low, and you could try bumping that up in like increments of 5 or something like that. But then I was also wondering if maybe it's like an aim assist thing. Like, do you have your aim assist at max? How big is your window, your aim assist window? Do you have aim assist ease in? There's kind of like a lot of settings on console, so you just have to tell me a bit more. But here we go, we push our shields again, right? These guys are backing off, like it's not time for a fight, and we pot our shields. So again, does this let you do anything that you wouldn't have done without your shields? No. And if you were like a little aware of your team, where is your Sombra? In spawn. Widow's coming from spawn. Right? And your two supports are hanging like a little too close to the fight. So Doom is probably gonna, if I was playing tank, I would go on them because I don't think you can do that much about it. I would be looking to take heat away from them and kind of like, ball doesn't get value just hanging out by supports. I'd be looking to come over here, maybe like shoot a bit, maybe come up here on top of here, or shoot them like long around the back. Anything to get people not running towards here, where even if at first they're chasing me, they'll see like a BAP who can't get away and kill him, you know, because I don't have a DPS right now. Bad grapple, right? Bad shields. So I hope you're just noticing how often you just waste this cooldown. See, here's where we want the shields. We pop it and then pop it again and there gets armor. And yeah, you're like DPS are dying a bunch. But part of that is just you're not. Let's look at how they die. When Dune does them, right? Sombra trying to open up on him. Like imagine if you were in here. Like we're just kind of not doing anything over here. Imagine if you'd gone in when Sombra engaged and slammed these guys. Lifeweaver's dead, right? Hanzo, we can focus on down. Yeah. And sure, you trade Widow. There was probably nothing you could do to stop her from getting picked to begin with. But right, we just kind of didn't set up anywhere away from our team. And so we didn't pull any focus. We didn't do really any tanking in this engagement. And we're just still fighting him, right? And now we go in with no shields. And like, I just don't see you checking what's happening with my team. Right? We are going in to take heat off them, but they're probably dead. There's a way to pull something out. That's some tracking, right? That guy should be dead. Like the way you're going through it really fast, that makes me think it's a aim assist problem. This is like fairly effective. I think you probably wasted your shields. Like if you had used your shields, we're on cooldown. Let's look at when you blow this, just kind of immediately. We got some shields to face tank the Hanzo. That's fine, but we're not going to kill him, especially with our tracking. The other thing when you're fighting Hanzo, it's just let's slow this down a little. Just like trying to make him turn and stuff. Like keep the grapple, go this way, and be behind him. And then he has to turn to track. And you can try and like strafe his shots a bit. They're pretty easy to hit, but But imagine like if you had your shields right here. It's like a 4-person shield, you'd have like 1,000 health, right? And the other thing, so we did get that pick, right? The other thing is like we pedaled up here. That's Lifeweaver's fucking stupid thing other than this little dash. If we were up on a platform with Lifeweaver, we just shoot him. A trick with Lifeweaver is to get him kind of low. And then, like, right when he's, like, about half health, just, like, barrel stuff him. And then, especially at this rank, they'll, like, throw their pedal platform because it's, like, the only thing they know how to do. And then you're up there with him, and he kind of, like, doesn't know what to do. And the other thing is, like, you know, it's 93%. We got to pick. Your team finally has space to come in because you pulled the Doom back with your engagement, even though it was, like, super sloppy. And we're up here. We want to mine to cover all the point if we can. So we mine here, but it's like kind of, you're in a position to do that, right? But we mine here, and it's kind of like it zones part of the point, but it's fairly easy for them to contest. We're probably not going to kill this guy here, right? So is there a better target for us? That's the other thing. Just like, you have a bit of ADD, and I do have ADD with ball. And it's like, am I getting value right now? Am I getting value right now? If I'm not, like, who do I shoot? Who do I shoot? Yeah. Probably in that fight, Hanzo is a better choice. Just kind of a bad slam back there. But whatever, you're trying. Bad shields again. There's a bunch of them. It's like you know, it's like a 4v1 or maybe a Widow supporting you. Try to get a fatter shield off. I think you just kind of don't think about it. That's fine. We weren't gonna win that fight. Fast forward. This one, I think you. Is a good boop. It's good to look for that kind of boop. The only thing I'll say is, like, you boot him off, he's gonna spend all the time getting up. You're not gonna secure the kill because your grapple's on cooldown, right? So sitting at a ledge and stuff like that, like, fine if you can track him. But right now, you went past, like, their whole team set out to take this fight. So you need to do something. He's out of the fight. That's fine. We boop him. We could come back and probably shoot the Lifeweaver or wait a sec for a grapple and boop him in. That's probably the best we can do since we used our grapple. If you'd held your grapple, if you kept it attached. Let's see what this grapple's like. Whatever, it was like a rollout. A better version of that boop would be sort of a longer grapple, like kind of up here on this rock. And you can probably get distance to swing over and get him and keep the grapple and then fireball back to go do something. Get that Lifeweaver or come in here and get a big boop and jump and get a slam because of these stairs. And that's kind of what I was talking about in my post. Like, I don't really do a lot of wall jumps or whatever. Like, I can do it and I can, like, kind of make it happen, but I don't rely on it. I just use architecture a lot to take free slams. Right, this is like a lot of downtime. It's like a weird grapple, why not just here? And it gives you flexibility. We could have been looking for a big boop on any of these three guys. And then we could have, like, kept it and swung around, and it gives us, like, so many options. We could reverse. We could, like, take that to kind of go and roll out to the side here, or roll out to the side over there, or straight down Broadway. Or go up and slam. Yeah. Again with the shields, right? It's kind of fine because it's cleanup, but The tracking is just really tough. Where are we at with this? The time on this video? $20. Okay. Fine, but like we blow our shields and duck, right? Shields are when shields are when you want to take damage, and especially like when you get a lot. So this engagement, I like that you set up on the side. I like that you scout them a bit. You kind of know where they are. You kind of know where your team is. This grapple just sucks though. Like grapple here, right? Because we don't want to fight people in small rooms. We want to push, especially snipers, like where they don't want to be. We grapple up here or something like that. We can swing around and probably get a boop and then a slam on these guys, or go for this boop off the side, maybe if we're lucky. Right. And this we get like 60 damage. Yeah, that's more like it. But see, we're like sort of engaging probably. Could have slammed there. Okay, they got beat. I don't hate this minefield. Ooh, such a good boop opportunity. Lost. See, this is good. You're engaging multiple parts of their comp at once and make it really hard for them to focus on one thing, or you for that matter. Only thing is, probably would have been looking for some health, especially when I lose my armor. But you're getting a lot of value. You're spending your health as a resource here by making the Doom fight you. Right? Ball vs. Ball and Ball vs. Doom are like, it's kind of weird. You can lose to someone who's like not as good as you. If your team is able to, if your team isn't as able to survive or deal with sort of a split focus. So at Doom, it's all about you can't really peel for him. You can poke him out a bit and make it harder for him to go in. But it's all about like he's fighting and you're looking to see what his team does about it and either isolate someone or just push the like 2 or 3 people who are coming in to support him back and keep them busy so that he's just fighting on his own. Okay. We could grapple to probably get where we're going faster. And we see the Life Weaver go in, we see that Lucio go in, they're playing together. The other thing I'll just add is like this support duo really sucks. So I would be looking to find a Hanzo like 100% of the time. These guys went in, you're not gonna kill a support pocketed by another support almost ever. And there's no fight happening, so it's not like you get value from distracting them right now. But this Hanzo is a sitting duck, right? And okay, we pulled the Doomfist. We wasted our shields again. We kind of blind slam. We almost never want to be fighting in a room. I think we thought they were still in Sombra or something like that, but even then, going into a small room versus a character that can stun you by punching against walls, it's pretty bad, and it's even worse because they swapped me. Right. So we're just like taking a bunch of damage, and our team. And the reason it's bad, it's not just that like You can do something like grapple this fountain or up here on the ceiling and like swing around. That's kind of okay. Because you're really annoying to deal with. But the reason it's bad, it's not just that ball like doesn't get a lot of value in a close range compared to like a Ryan or a Winston or something. But it's also because your team, there's no angles for your team to support you. They're very easy to cut off, even if there wasn't a Mei wall here. If Doom just kind of goes here and slams or blocks or whatever, like he can zone them while these guys just like wail on you, and it's harder for you to get away on stuff. There's not really any architecture to dodge, so we're just fighting in sort of the middle of their team. And we're super low health, right? We get out. And they just turn and look at your team to kill them, right? We could have been looking for a slam here at least if we're gonna take this fight. Right, that's on you. And also, like, you just don't wanna... If they know where you are, you don't wanna just, like, engage straight at them. Unless it's for, like, a really specific timing reason. Right, that was just cow feeding. Mei's already at 63% all charge, right? So Genji's died. We also want to keep track of like our ults, right? Genji's blade, soldier is sights, Bap is a window, so that's a combo. Blade could be good if we go with him. I like this play because they're holding really hard over there, so I really like touching the pointer. Just to give your team some space. Didn't need to blow shields there. No one around you, no one was shooting you. And now they come back. The thing about flipping the point like this, it gets value in that they had to come back. At least one person or two had to come back to like unlock it. The problem is you're staying to fight. I don't think you saw your Genji. Your other guys are like way over there. Right, your Moira, I guess, is doing something. I would have flipped the point and then probably like grappled over to help my soldier. Oh, you're my soldier, Batiste. Or flip the point and just set up away from the point for a bit. And then when they're unlocking it, maybe come back in and get like a fat shields to keep it from my team and increase pressure. But it still like works out for you because I don't remember if this works out or not. But you're like actually putting pressure out, right? You want to be pulling them apart, and then anytime they get together, like they're fighting to get their space back, and then you slam them. That was a fine shield. I like that you hold your grapple here, but you're going right at the character who's looking to boop you. See, there you needed your shields, right? And here, it's like, your team is coming from here. Like, you did the same thing the last time you kind of fed, and it's like, we're going like straight out of Mei, who we're not going to kill. The best we can do is get Ice Block out of her. She's looking straight at us. We go through a door that she walls. We're fighting here. Where's your team, right? Nobody is getting value from this. If you wanted to do that, high grapple, roll through the Mei, slam over here, roll back away from the Genji, maybe like this way. Oh, look, it's a Hanzo, right? Oh, he's really low. That creates space for your team. Some of them turn and look at you, right? Some of them are root back. That lets your Soldier Mercy here move out, right? Fighting here, like right in front of them, even without the wall, is just like super low value. And now you're all like clumped together. The Doom can get an easy slam. The Mei can get value from this, right? Yeah, grapple more like that. You're gonna win this because of the blade, but doesn't mean it wasn't a bad engagement. I like this. Here, when the point's ticking up and it's like touch time, and you're in ball, especially if it's really close, they start blowing their mobility cooldowns to like get there in time. So it's really helpful to push up to like a forward position where you can catch them wasting cooldowns out of spawn. And just anyone you can distract or delay is really good for you. This is a low value shield again. And just killed their Doom. We have grapple. Why aren't we chasing this guy? Boop him away from the Lucio. He's dead. If we stay close to him, they'll try to do his pedal thing. Right? Like, why are we moving with our team like we're Ryan or something? We want to be scouting them, tagging people, maybe harassing someone. Like, if we can find their Hanzo, he's dead right now. It's like Tracer, like, we get a lot of value from isolated targets. We just don't want to be just waiting on point in the middle of our team. For them to come to us. We want to be set up where we think they're going to come. Like, on this point, probably scouting over through here to see what they're doing, or even all the way over here. Or checking no flank up on the high ground there. Just a lot more value. Or, you know, we have mines. We could grapple up here and retract. And just wait for the Dune to come in. And when we see the Dune come in, we wait for the other people to follow him, and then we drop the mines and slam. If we had waited just a bit longer, the Doom went in. These guys, did you see how those guys are walking forward to, watch. Doom goes in. These guys start walking forward to try and help, but you go, like, immediately. We wait just a little longer, and then mines are covered a big mine. It's funny, you sort of play like a Doom, like you reset into your team, which he can do. Because he, like, pushes people sort of back. You want to be resetting. See, these guys want to be in here anyway, right? They're still trying to come forward to help their Doom. When you disengage, much better to go, like, back here. I think there's a Mega over here, right? Much better to always leave a fight away from your team, especially to the sides, or disengage into here, right? I probably would have soft engaged the first time if I had done the grapple that you did, and try to save shields for when it really mattered. But right, Doom we can't help, but we could have gotten the fattest mine in history, like right around here, just as they come through the doorway, right? This is like a bit late, and we have super low health. We just like didn't set up for this fight, and we weren't looking for an engagement. We just kind of played a neutral, like sit on main kind of thing. Okay, and then I'm not sure if you I think you shared your shields, that's fine. We're not gonna kill him, let's look for the other guys. A little slow reaction here. We're just fighting like right next to Mei most of the time, and mostly going on her. It's a bad fight for us. Here also, I would maybe consider switching. I don't usually bring that up in VODs, but there's not a character on the other team that you get like a crap load of value against, like maybe Life Weaver. It's not bad. Like I would play this on ball if it was working, and it has been working. Like you're up, but what you have to do now is like really poke out the Genji. Try to force deflect, try to force ice block like on a high ground above with your guns, maybe try and go on a Life Weaver. Maybe the Lucio if he's low. We're just versus comp, we just had to force cooldowns because it's not a great matchup. I'm kind of like, if we're gonna go, we have to go, and if we're gonna concede the point, we concede the point. You had your shields, but you didn't really... Like, the trick to these rollouts is to come from a direction you're not expecting. And they were kind of like looking this way because of the Mei and stuff. You're just with your team. We had done a long grapple and had a fireball coming out here. Maybe we can slam and get some big shields. But here we just get, like, you see that you blew your shield health and, or you pot your shields and they're instantly gone because you just got one person. It didn't let you do anything really. We just kind of lost the battle. We're just so focused on peeling Doom. Great, he dashed. He dashed. This is where your ball's good. You have mobility. You chase him. You can slam him. You can't deflect your slam. We can delay these three people. We're not going to kill anyone, probably. We do have Mei. But we can separate them from the Doom and the Lucio. Right. We're just kind of trying to... kill the Doom. Again, what do your shields do there? Like, we're trying to do something we're just not good at. It's like a bad matchup. It's fine to put damage in him to make his job harder, because we can kind of get anywhere and do that, like a bunch. But you're never going to just, like, win a straight fight with him. It's too easy for him to get shield health. But what we can do is, it's hard for him to deal with us. So with that grapple, go through, get these guys back, these DPS. Genji's pretty low, right? We can maybe boop slam him. Like, if you're gonna play this way, you might as well be on D.Va or something. So I just kind of didn't do any tanking there. Okay, we have mines. How are we gonna use it? Like, he has wall climb and stuff, right? Like, just a bad grapple. Oh, imagine if you had grapple here, though. Grapple, swing over the top of this, and get the mines, like, here-ish on the supports. Prevents anyone from helping the Mei, and then kill the Mei. Or mines there would have been really good. I think maybe that was the idea, but you grappled here. I could grapple here around and go up. We get a mines in this area right now. Really fuck them up. And you could look for a boop off the side here too after that, because they're gonna all go away from the mines. Or a retract, some sort of retract probably could have gotten it. Like, you're not giving them any reason to not walk into your team right now. You're just playing right near them and I guess trying to shoot the Doom. Doom is much more brawly than Ball. Ball is like a dive poke hybrid tank where you can set up shots for people who are looking at him with his slam and stuff like that, and he can reposition. He doesn't need a lot of healing, and obviously he can dive. And Doom is more of like a brawl dive hybrid. Yeah, he can go in and kind of like stay there or like set up a strong pick. This is alright. Ooh. This is alright, but they don't really care. Why don't they care? Because they're already fighting your team at the choke, and they already have it at 99, so they can come back with ults. Like, in abstract, I get coming through here. The problem is that this really only works before the fight happens. And right now the fight is happening. And so they're 5v4 and you're like ticking the objective a bit. You needed to tank here. We need to look for some sort of long grapple or retract to get over here. Again, if we dropped our mines somewhere like kind of back here probably, or here, we just need to give them a reason to not look at our team and kill them.
Surrender to my will.
Again, we kind of early shields here, so we die. Right, so like, for this whole point you had mines, I believe. Let's change the... Yeah, this whole point you had mines, you didn't do it till the end. They didn't have these support ults for like most of the time. I guess they're gonna have life weavers. But we need to be keeping track of that like economy, right? At the worst, we force one of them out, that's value. But like there, that would have been a great mines. Right up here. So, overall, I think the biggest thing I would do is literally just focus on not wasting shields. Try to get something for your shields whenever you pop them. You pop them whenever you take damage, basically. and it doesn't really give you all that much value. And then second thing, look at your team a lot more. You, in general, also just kind of go early. And kind of related to that is like try to enter and leave fights not in the direction of most of your team. So like perpendicular to them, from this side, from that side, from behind, from above, like up here. We could totally get up here and shoot them base safely. And then slam these guys when they back off. Or boot them forward and slam. And then just with mines, it's just like you need to kind of plan for them a bit more. I think some of them maybe were trying to do it and just didn't quite have the mechanics to pull it off or messed up a grapple or something. But especially on a certain point, mines are very strong right now. And it was totally winnable if you'd used them. You probably could have gotten a second one by the time you finally used them. But we need to not do things that we're bad at, as in low value, and try to do things that we're good at, which is like forcing cooldowns, getting to places that are hard for them, like out rotating the enemy team, pushing them into spots they don't want to be, chasing down people, like when Genji dashes away, when Life Lever dashes and then pedals, right? Chasing down people who blow something important and then they think they're safe. Yeah. And then finally, just take a look at your aim settings. Maybe you're on some sort of like dual sense, like kind of like hopeful settings. I find this really hard to play on myself, but it does look like you oversteer quite a bit and have trouble sort of acquiring targets and then staying on them. So I would just like take a look at those settings I listed: aim smoothing, aim ease in, aim assist window size, aim assist ease in, aim assist strength, and just try to adjust them a bit, play around with them, because there were a couple of kills you sort of left on the table. But yeah, anyway, hope that helps. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.